Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm doing a Create This Book 2 episode. This is number 13. I can't believe we've already made it this far. But if you haven't seen my previous episode, episode 12, the link is always in the description box. So today I completed 2 pages on camera. I know it's only 2, but I promise they're both really good, and they also took me a long time, which is why I only have 2 in this episode. So I think that's it for now. Yeah, let's get going. And first up, we have the prompt, create a dream or create a dream journal. So I have some pretty wacky dreams, and I just wanted to kind of combine them all together onto this really crazy drawing. So I got out a piece of printer paper and sized that to the book because I knew that I did not want to draw inside of my very stuffed Create This Book. So this is what I like to do instead. I made a little peephole for the prompt so that I could cut that out later so you could still see it. But essentially for this page, I am just making it as weird as possible. I did not have any plans for it at all. I started by drawing a bunny because I thought that was kind of cool, and it just kind of went out from there. So I have like some clouds, some underwater parts, some rain. It's just kind of all over the place. So once that was sketched out, I'm using some Tombow brush markers to color that all in. So here you can kind of see what I had previously drawn on my page before, a little bit better now that I'm adding in some color. But I have these like really cool raining carrots, some fish underwater, and a ladder up to a planet, some trees growing on a planet. I'm not sure. I typically can't really remember what my dreams are about. And usually when I'm dreaming them, they're just like the weirdest things ever. So I thought this would be a good reflection of that. One way that I tried to make it more whimsy and weird in this piece of artwork is I tried to connect things together in odd ways that aren't like part of reality. So for example, with this picnic basket, I have the blanket that is falling from the sky into the picnic basket with the various food items. And also the bunny's coat goes through this door, and then it becomes the ocean. And then there's water slides from the planets that are dumping water into the ocean, and also a random cat chilling over there. Or even the rain, which is either colorful or made out of carrots. And even in the door part over here, it's nighttime, but everywhere else it is not nighttime. But I just overall had a really great time using all of these fun colors and just kind of not really thinking with my artwork and just connecting things together in odd ways. So here I'm adding in some little stars with a white Posca paint pen, and adding in some detail with a black gel pen in some sections that I thought needed it. And then lastly, I'm just coloring in my background, just making it super colorful. And yeah, that is the completed page. So I cut out the little peephole for the prompt and then glued that into my Create This Book, and this is how it turned out. And my next page is probably one of my all-time favorites that I've done, and it has the prompt create layers. So initially when I saw this prompt, I was thinking like, oh, make a cake or something like that. But then I had this genius idea to make a really fancy princess dress with a bunch of layers of fabric, because I love to incorporate collage type things into my art journals. So I found some fabric, and I only had yellow, so Belle was going to be my princess of choice. So I began by sketching her out, and I also colored her in, which was kind of not really necessary, but it happened anyway because later on I'm going to cover her with fabric. I guess it just makes sense to what the reason. And here's the fabric that I'm using. So I have this lighter yellow color, which is not quite a Belle color, and then also this see-through polka dot stuff. So I got out this hot glue gun, which this didn't work, the first one, which I had to get a different one for the majority of the dress. But regardless, I began layering my different fabrics to try to make like a super huge poofy dress that would kind of extend off of the page. So I was using the drawing as a base, but I was definitely going to make it larger than that. And with the polka dot see-through stuff, I made this like kind of weird sashy thing. I don't know what it's called, but it goes like on the middle part of her dress, so it kind of looks like little bows, I guess. I hot glued those all together, and then I also added another part on top to make the midsection of her dress even bigger, just by folding and hot gluing, repeating that process until I like the shape of it. For the top of her dress, I had to do a little bit of sewing because the hot glue gun just wasn't working well. So I got out my needle and thread and made some little pleats on different pieces of fabric to try to make her top look as accurate as possible. And once all of my different components were completed, I just played around with how they lay on her dress and then glued those on. And I did find that when I was making these little bunchy parts, the needle and thread worked a lot better than the hot glue. So would highly recommend if you ever find yourself making a fake dress for a piece of paper. But here we are. So I also added some sequins on because I thought that that would be pretty. So I'm just hot gluing those on. And then once that was completed, I cut her out of the paper and then I glued it into my Create This book. Because this page, this bell dress thing took me like 3 hours, I was not in the mood to make a fancy intricate background, so I just drew on a bunch of different little glittery sparkles, and I think it looks pretty because the main focus of this is the dress and not the background. As you can see, the dress extends off of the page, but I think that's cool, and I like the look of that because I want my Create This book to kind of be exploding once it's all finished. So that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed these 2 pages that I completed. Let me know which one is your favorite, and also let me know the current art journal that you are completing if you are completing one at the moment. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Why'd you have to go and set the bar so